which is why I wanted to bring her out.
Yeah.
Okay, so as Emma said, my name's Sarah. A bit about my background. I'm a mobile makeup artist and beauty therapist. So when Emma first introduced me to the business, I was out looking for products to kind of back up my company. So I was looking for products to wholesale and retail to my customers. So I needed something that was literally just going to work and be good and value for money. Then she told me about the galvanic machine, and when I was in college, because I'm NVQ level 3 qualified as well, so I studied about the galvanic. When I was in college, the machines were actually big, as you know as well. Big machines. You'd plug them into the wall, you'd lay people on the bed, and then you'd have to wet these pads, put the pads all over the body, cable them all up. They looked like they were going in for surgery, it was awful. And then you'd literally panic thinking, oh my gosh, please let this go right, and turn on the electrics, and electrocute them. So, as I'm a mobile makeup artist, I couldn't obviously be bringing around these big bulky machines to people's houses, it just wouldn't work. So my first question to Emma was it something that I can use mobile? And when she pulled this out of her bag, I was just like, no way, get lost, that is not going to work. She then done a half-face demonstration on me, and I was 25 then, and I could honestly see a difference with my skin. So I had an instant lift, my complexion looked more brighter. Back then as well, I suffered really bad with acne. So this device and another skincare system called Clear Action completely changed my skin. So when I was suffering from acne back in, it was only January this year, my skin was really bad, I had scarring, I had lumps, but it was awful. And I got to a point where I was just like, I'm sick and tired of trying new products, I don't want to try anything else, so I literally stripped back and used nothing. And obviously being a makeup artist, going around and doing like weddings, like, oh, I'm a scary skin, like, it just couldn't do it. So I found myself slapping on more and more of these rubbish products to cover all the horrible stuff. Anyway, so I used the Clear Action skincare range with this device and the polish peel and the mud mask. Within 5 weeks, my skin completely transformed. I had no spot, no like acne scarring, no lumps, no bumps, and I was literally blown away. So my trust in the products from then literally skyrocketed, and I believe that's when my business took off as well, because I really felt like I could, from the heart, talk about the products. So that's a bit about the galvanics, and you saw the galvanic demonstration this morning with the half-face demo. Lifts, firms the skin. But because we are the difference demonstrated, we like to back up our products with kind of little magic tricks. So the first kind of magic trick that I'm going to talk about, which is the Moisture Mist, which is one of the first products to be released years and years ago. So in these 3 jars, you're probably not going to be able to see too much, but you can come and have a look if you want. So I've got 3 jars. I've got this jar here, and inside all of the jars was a dried apricot. So if you can imagine, a dried apricot is what your skin looks like. So what does our skin look like before we put a moisturiser on? So when you put a moisturiser on, it's going to hydrate the skin, plump the skin out, so you've got no more kind of lines, wrinkles, it's going to smooth the skin. So in this little jar was the dried apricot, and then inside, this is Baby Johnson's oil. So everyone thinks that Baby Johnson's oil is really good for the skin. It's so hydrating, it locks in moisture. But that's the problem, it locks in moisture, it doesn't allow the skin to breathe. So the Baby Johnson's oil actually contains a form of plastic. So once it's on the skin, that's what's locking in the moisture. So if you think you're locking your skin, you're putting a blanket over your skin, it's not breathing, it's going to clog your pores, it's not good for your skin. Therefore, it will probably cause a bit more dehydration. So you're thinking, oh, put more on to rehydrate it. It doesn't work like that. In the second jar, one of my hairs, this one's olive oil. So everyone agreed that you wouldn't really put olive oil on the skin. But what happens when we eat olive oil? It kind of hydrates and looks after all our insides. So obviously it's not going to do much to the dried apricot, it's still a bit short. So it's not going to do anything if we put it on our skin. And the third one, can you see what's happened? Yeah?